What is going on, guys, and welcome back to yet another Trackmania Grand League season. I'm looking so much forward to that. I mean, this season is so stacked and stuff, and it will be a pleasure. It will be a pleasure, guys, to yet again cover this season for M&M Gaming, and therefore for Pack. Yeah, one of the players who's in this season for the longest time, so really looking forward to that. And yeah, maybe the one or another person has seen me here on the channel already. I'm Luckers Turbo, usually covering a lot of competitions in this game. So looking forward of casting the Trackmania Grand League yet again. And yeah, will be a blast, so that's the introduction to me. I'm 23 years old from Germany. And yeah, I mean, that's to me. I'm studying English and sports to become a teacher. And yeah, that's it for me, playing the game for 12 years. That's maybe also important. And yeah, I mean, Speedy will join me from step 3 onwards, but he couldn't make it beforehand. So glad that I will have him back from season 3 onwards, because I think then things will heat up more and more. So from season to season, things will change. And I think I should go and present you the changes beforehand, since there are quite a few changes that have actually affected the players. I mean, there are players leaving, joining in Orcs. We have Kappa has a new organization. Tween is Orcless. We have 2 new players with 2 other people leaving. So we have Muda and Link being new players. Really looking forward to that as well. And I think that with that, Muda and Link joining, and then Yannick's, I mean, Yannick's also a very good player, but also Matt, he was really slacking throughout the whole season. And I think that this will really elevate the level of the Trackmania Grand League. And I'm really looking forward to that. So first of all, I think I'm not gonna go into some sort of, let's say, yeah, like cheering, prize pools, stuff like that. I will straight go into the explanation of the whole thing here, because I think for the people who have no idea about the Trackmania Grand League, it's firstly nice to know what is the Trackmania Grand League, how will this work. So we're gonna go into that first. Then I will present you the things that have changed for the people who were coming in just and have watched a season as well. And then I'm gonna go into the maps and stuff like that. But everything is working out, so that's cool. Too bad I couldn't implement the chat, but we will get that one sorted. I mean, I had to kind of do it in a rush. I was very busy this weekend with a lot of stuff yesterday. But let's go firstly and check out what is a Trackmania Grand League season here. What is that? So you can watch the trailer here and yeah, enjoy it.
Champion mode, which consists of 6 races taking place on 6 different maps. In each race, the 16 players will start the race at the same time and will execute 6 laps. The player with the best lap time is given 2 extra points for every race. For the first 2 maps, part of the opening phase, players get warmed up and win points according to their position. For maps 3 and 4, things heat up, and the players who finish the race in 9th to 16th place lose half of their points won from the previous maps. Every player still wins points for the maps being played based on their position. For the 2 final maps, the pressure is on and everything is at stake. Players finishing the race in 9th to 16th place lose all the points that they have won so far. In conclusion, step points are fully determined at the end of map 6. And these step points are then added to the global ranking.
Alright guys, hopefully that is enough for you to understand the whole system behind that, because I think it's not that easy to understand. So we have 6 steps and you collect points throughout the steps. Then the top 8 will qualify to the actual playoff, and not this time the bottom 8 will play the combine. So the bottom 8 was in danger beforehand to get eliminated. Now it's the bottom 4 and they will play in a different sort of combine now again, because now 2 players will guaranteed be knocked out from the Trackmania Grand League, and 2 players from the Combine, so from the Open Grand League, can qualify to that. But I think we should not go into the explanation here, because it's pretty hard to explain that. But, I mean, we have that one done. So, because the Combine I think I will cover that one as well. I doubt that Pack will play in that. Pack will play for the title as always. And yeah, I think that's just the brief first explanation. So for the people in here. And that brings us to the first change, and that's of course the change of the combine. So we have only 4 people who are in danger of being eliminated. So if you're on 12th position, you're not anymore in danger to get eliminated. Then there's another thing that is a kind of change. It's the map length. So the maps this time are not that long as the other maps, and I think they're a little bit easier, but I mean, you are seeing those tracks in a minute after I will explain the other stuff that has changed. So, I mean, one thing that was very vital for Trackmania is actually the thing which is called cheering or cheer. So you can see it here. I'm just gonna go onto my desktop here in a minute so you can see the in-game in the background, but let's actually do it like that because it would be a little bit distracting. So here you can see the cheering page. It's cheer.trackmania-grand-league.com, but I will post it in here as well, as you can see. So boom, let's put it in here and you guys can check it out. So support your champion by voting for him. So you can see Bren has already gotten himself 2 hearts. So if you click on Pack now, okay, let me actually check. Okay, you need to log in. You need to log in. I didn't know that. Okay, then you need to log in here. Or you can also do it with Twitch. So let us do that with Twitch. I'm just gonna do it in a minute. I didn't know that you have to log in for that. So I'm just gonna log in and then we're gonna go through that process one by one. So don't worry about that. But I didn't know that you have to log in for that. But everything is good. And you just have to do it with Twitch or with Uplay. I'm gonna do it with Twitch because just connecting it with that I think is fine. And yeah, there we... Wait, link your account. Wait, I just... yeah, it's also Uplay. Okay, I see. So you can log in with your Uplay account, as my password is not correct. That is unfortunate, but of course that is... Come on, man. I know it's a different email that I have. Okay, perfect. So now I'm logged in. Sorry for that, but let's go into the in-game setting again. Verify now. Ask me later. Let's do it like that. Oh my god, I didn't know that you have to log in. But yeah, now you see it here. Now you see it here. I'm sorry for that, but you have to like... Application would like to access your account to your web. You do allow. Boom. So you do that. And then it should load here. And then you can cheer for your favorite player. So let's just say I want to vote for Pack, of course. So I'm going to go for cheer Pack. And you have 5 cheers left. You can vote only between 1955 and 21 CET. So that's where you can vote. So I would recommend you guys to connect your account. And then, of course, you can cheer for Pack and the players. So those are only test cheers by the looks of it. So it's not working again with the sort of go Pack or go spam or someone like that. So you have to do it via this page. So again, I'm linking in the page here. This one is the page. And yeah, that's it for that. Then we're gonna go into the rulebook because we have changes there as well. Not particular for the cash price of that. I think that is the same by the looks of it. But now, guys, it will be... I think it's good for everyone because now actually the fastest lap time... Where is it standing? But the fastest lap time will not only get 2 points, but also plus 100 euro. So if you take that by 36, which is the total number, this could increase your prize pool of, yeah, let's say 1,000 euro to, yeah, like something like 1,500 if you just won 5 maps. So that's really cool to see. So in addition to that, there will be 3,600 euros for everyone who is setting the fastest or that is winning a map. So that's also a thing that we have to consider, a really good thing. Points repartition hasn't changed. Then there's also the phases here. So that's also very cool. Then top 8 will qualify, of course, to the playoffs. But, I mean, we haven't even started this season yet. But those are all the major changes that I want to go into. So, not too much of an explanation. And I think we should actually go and, yeah, watch and go into the map preview. Because maps actually have, yeah, not changed. but they are cool. I would say they're really cool and I really like them. So let's go ahead and do that. I think that's a good idea. All right, so let's go here into that as we have, oh, not the trailer. I don't want that. So we have step 1 maps here being 2 maps. So you've seen the opening phase, or the opening maps are here. So those are Vantaneo by Nadeo, and then we have Wallrider by Banano TM, I think, or Wallrider, Wall Glider or Wallrider. I think it's Wallrider, so there's a typo in there, but this can happen, of course. Doesn't really matter. You get the gist out of that. So that's a wall that you have to ride, but it could also be a wall. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. So the second map is Wallrider, and I want to go into the preview of those tracks because we have nice videos from that as well. So enjoy it. So, I mean, it's a map that is pretty hard. So Wallrider is not the easiest map. It's of course map number 2. Yeah, it's a map that is not that easy, especially this part here where you have to avoid hitting trees, and then there's bug slide as well that you have to nail. So it's not an easy map. It's not an easy map. The identity is not that hard, I would say. You can lose time, of course, by not picking the correct line. But I think that this one can be done pretty easily. The part after that, this part here, you are so fast going into the multi-lap, so that's the finish. And then there is the left turn. It's so hard to do. But yeah, I mean, that's Wallrider. Now we have Vantaneo coming up here, so that's the first map. I was just messing up the order there. I'm sorry for that. But I mean, you get the gist out of that, and I think that is fine. That is probably the easiest map and the shortest map, so you can finish 6 laps here in just under 6 minutes, and I think that will be the winning time here, definitely. And yeah, I mean, you can see the identity being done here. Some neo slides, some full speed corners, and yeah, definitely corners where you can clip. But yeah, it's a cool map. It's a cool map. I really like it. Okay, so those are the tracks here for the opening phase. In the opening phase, it works like that. You collect points. So you collect points on your respective ranking, as we have seen the ranking, of course, being here. I mean, it's 20, 14, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and then 5, 5, 4, 4, 3, 3, 2, and then 1 point for the respective placements. So you can see 20, 14, 12 for P1, 2, and 3. Those are the points you really want to aim for. So those are the tracks that are looking very good. And yeah, Vantaneo is by table. Okay, I didn't know. I thought it's by Nadeo, but maybe there was something going on with the actual contract from table. But I mean, that's not our kind of, or like not our cup of tea. Okay, so those were the first maps. The second and third map, no, the third and fourth map, pardon me, are Leap of Faith and Gap Jumper. So Leap of Faith and Gap Jumper are also very, I would say, easier maps. The identity from Gap Jumper caught me a little bit off guard when I played it for the first time. But I think I would say map 3 and 4 from this step are my least favorite maps. I just don't know what it has what it has it, but Leap of Faith, a very technical map as well, and weird tech for me. Leap of Faith is a map by Thompson. And then we have Gap Jumper by Kiesler, also very technical, a lot of gears that you have to hold. But yeah, we're gonna go into the map preview just now, so you can take a look onto those maps. So that is the first map here, Leap of Faith. This time I didn't mess up the order, so also a very cool map, but very... Yeah, it was hard for me, just to say like that. But in general, those maps from this season are super nice. I mean, also me as a player who wants to play maybe the Open Grand League, those tracks really motivate me to play because they are really nice to play, and definitely I would give it a shot. That's the identity here, but the identity is not done quite yet because you have this jump where you have to release, and if you release too little, you will hit the top there, and if you release too much, you will hit the ramp. So you have to time the release there just perfectly. Okay, next map is Gap Jumper, as I've mentioned beforehand as well. Gap Jumper is a map by Kiesler, and it's the map that I struggled with the most, especially with this identity. This dot was very nice to drive, but the identity is so hard to do, and also holding your gear over those turns. So who's not familiar with the gear concept, it's the sort of... So if you steer in a drift and you gear up, or your car loses the gear, or you accelerate and you gear up, you will lose a lot of speed. So yeah, you want to avoid sliding or like being in a drift while gearing up. So it's hard to maintain that over the grass section and over the dirt section on this map. So that was the identity. It looks easier than it actually is, but it's pretty hard actually. So yeah, we definitely will see mistakes there. It reminds me a little bit of Rock or Roll in the last season, which was also, I think in the... No, wait, it was in in season 1 actually. Maybe some of you remember, but those are the maps. Leap of Faith. So what happens here? You still get your respective points, but here you can actually lose 50% of your points, or you will lose 50% of your points if you finish in the bottom 8 position, so from 9th downwards to 16th. So that means, let's take an example. You have accumulated 17 points on those first 2 maps, which is a good points for you. So you have gotten yourself 3rd and also 9th position. That is pretty good. If you have gotten yourself then 9th, you get up 5 points and you will lose 50% of your points. So you lose 8 points. So 17 minus 8 is 9. Plus 5 is 14, so you end up with 14 points after this map. And this can happen for you on every of those tracks. So on the semifinal maps, you will lose 50% of your points. Okay, those are the tracks here. And let's go into the final phase, which is, of course, the decider. We have a break between that, because I think a break is really vital for that. But let's go ahead and check here. What the final maps are. The final maps are Picicle or Picicle and the Bookcase. Bookcase, a map for me that I learned pretty fast actually. I mean, however, it was really hard to get consistency in because the identity is pretty hard to do. Oh, I'm sorry, I have the thing still enabled here. No, everything is good. Okay, let's take a look onto Picicle or Picicle, and let's go and see what this map is about. An identity that I would say is the hardest, or like punishes you the most when you make some sort of mistakes, because you are in an ice light and then you have to turn around 180 degrees, which can be pretty tricky. I would say it can be pretty tricky. This is the identity here, and it looks very tricky for me, since you have to go on a slide, then you have to release, and then also like you have to do so many acts per minute there. It's unbelievable. It looks easy, but it can be hard. And then also the slide here going into that, you're freewheeled there, so it can get pretty hard. But also a nice map. Really enjoyed playing that. And yeah, let's go into the next map, which is Bookcase. Let's go into that. So Bookcase we have here. That's the last map. Bookcase is the last map, and it is a map that is also pretty hard, because you can take so many roads here. Also this outside approach, and and then also this identity here, which can be so hard to do, since you have to release here perfectly in order to land in the second lowest part. Then you might want to wiggle like that, jump into that section, do a bug slide, but just in the right angle in order to not hit the inside or the pole there, and then you're gonna go into the multi-lap. So that's my favorite map. It's very challenging, very hard, and also map 6, so we will definitely see some mistakes there. Okay, so those are the maps. If you have any questions, feel free to ask the chat, feel free to ask me, feel free to ask anyone here. I think we would love to help you. And on those tracks, if you are in the bottom 8 positions, you will lose all of your points. You will get only the points that you have accumulated beforehand. So this is it from the actual map presentation. So we have 6 maps, as we have seen there. And yeah, guys, you can hear it. What do we hear in the background? Yes, we are already on the server. So that is beautiful to see. And we are currently just waiting for all the players to get warmed up. And of course, we're going to start punctual at 8. And yeah, do I have everything? No, there's one more thing. One more thing that I completely forgot. It's my prediction for the step. My prediction for the step. Yeah, there is my caster prediction. I think that Pack is gonna win today ahead of Cole Jr. And then we have Scrappy. So I think Scrappy is a player that I've really seen stepping up in the last couple of days. Or even like in the last couple of... Yeah, I don't know. He played so good. And I think that he can perform on map 5 and 6 pretty well. Because I think a lot of point losses will happen this step. Since every player seems to be no-lived and prepared. And that's why I think that he is gonna be on the podium. Then Carl Jr., of course, yes, because it's just one of the best players all time. But of course, I have to go for my boy Pack here. I think Thomas is gonna make it today. So Pack for me in first, winning this one, and maybe goes home with like 2 map wins. But of course, very challenging. I mean, we have just when you look at the left side, for me at least, we have so many good players. It's unbelievable. But actually, guys, let's go ahead and jump into the game. Let's jump into the in-game overlay here, since we only have 10 more minutes left. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask, but we will start very soon. I think I didn't forget anything. Hopefully everything is working out with my settings, as the stream is not lagging too much, so that is very good. And let's go ahead and do it. Okay, there we go. You have to go into full screen. Yep, full screen is definitely required, so I have to put the stream chat onto my right side. So what do you think, guys? Is Pack gonna make it here? I mean, this is Bookcase. This is map number 6. This is the map, and we have also a new camera here with Pack, so it's lagging a bit when I tap in again, but it's vanished again, so we can see here. This is the full all camera, and now we have a new camera here with Pack has shown us here when he goes into the identity. But let's actually take a look here onto Riolo's point of view here, because that's the new camera here. That is really cool for this identity, so you can see all the action there. Link in the distance, Riolo making a mistake there, unfortunately. But you can also disable that by going into that camera, so that is nice to see. So let's go ahead and see what Pack is doing here. Again, as I just want to check if when I go into the follow cam. Okay, when I go into follow, it's over and out. So that is really cool. Wait, you're not seeing anything on the stream? Wait, why aren't you seeing anything? Ah, nice. That's absolutely perfect that the in-game layout is done. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm super sorry. I just disabled the scene by fat fingering. So now it should be fine. I'm so sorry, guys. Oops. I'm sorry. But now it should work, because I have to monitor some things here. And yeah. We're back. I'm sorry, guys. I just had one misclick there. And yeah, now currently spectating Muda. So players are currently warming up. Also doing that nose slap, pretty nice. So you see now, going into that identity now, Muda is approaching it now. There is a new camera coming up. There's a new camera that will be activated for the actual Trackmania Grand League, which is very cool to see. So Muda shows us here. Wait, let's go into the replay cam. Okay, absolutely perfect. Good that it works. Okay, that's the camera here. So we have different angles for the identity. I mean, this is a very good angle. There you can see if someone crashes or not. So that's really cool to see. As the game is a little bit laggy, hopefully it is nice for you. But I have, yeah, not issues with... Yeah, I have no idea, because the game is lagging every 5 seconds sometimes. But I think it should be good now. Yeah, it's working out. So that is nice to see, as we still have 5 more minutes to go. Yeah, let me actually take a sip of water. So, I mean, player field is so stacked. Link and Muda, of course, being the new players who have arrived in the Trackmania Grand League. And I think that they can have some sort of saying here. But it will be so hard for them. The Grand League season is so stacked. And yeah, I think that it will hard for them. They can definitely have the pace. Link has shown that in the French Championship, that he can challenge players like Loren. He can win that, but it will be hard, of course. It will be pretty hard. So you can also see here M&M Gaming. So the small details here. M&M Gaming for the Flame. If I spectate Pack, and I think it's yeah. I mean you can see it here. It's only when I spectate him. Oh no, actually no. It's the Gamer's Origin. So that's very cool. That's very cool to see that every organization has its own banner in the background if you spectate him. So that's really nice to see. But of course, I'm trying to keep my eye on Pack today. I'm trying to do that, as I also think that he's going to make it today. So also the start camera here. I see. So very nice work there. This season looks so good. I think there won't be any player who's slacking behind, actually. There's no player who's slacking behind this season. I don't think so. So Pack is currently not driving. Maybe he just wants to get in his zone. But, okay, again, guys. No, like that one player will fall behind. That one player will fall behind. Like last season, it was clear that Matt is unfortunately not gonna make it into the actual next season, and is not making it. Yeah, all good, Krishan. Feel free to ask any more questions to that. Yeah, I think so as well. Hexit. Also with the fact that a Pack is a player who's able to like outpace almost everyone when it comes to tech, when it comes to dirt. Like, he is such a good player. It's like, I think he's gonna play for the win today. But we're gonna see. I mean, I'm looking forward to that. I'm so hyped. We're gonna start very soon, and I mean, you guys can give your predictions in the chat. My top 3 is Pack, Carl Jr., and then there is Scrappy in the 3rd position. Because Scrappy is just a very fast player. Carl Jr. being maybe even the greatest of all time. But then there is one who's in close proximity to that. We have Pack, who's also a very good player. It's really hard to predict. Indeed. I mean, you've seen it in the prediction show that we have done. You have really seen it there. Since it could be almost everyone, so it is hit or miss. So you cannot really predict anything here. And that's why it's so hard to do. It's very hard to see. Haven't seen... That's also a thing here, Exit. That's why I think no one has him really on the radar. Because there is Papu, but you don't really know how Papu will perform, you know? You don't really know how he will perform because we just haven't seen him that much. So this is the first map here. As you can see, it's the map called, of course, what was the map name again? I completely forgot that because that's the map that I've practiced the least. It is Vantaneo by Table. Sorry for not knowing the map name, but it's such a weird map name. And players are currently warming up. And you can see it's 19:59, so we're gonna start in a minute. Or maybe we are already starting here with that. I cannot see the chat as in the as in season 1 or stuff like that. But yeah, we're gonna start very soon. So again, maybe some Nadeo employees watching that. But you can see my game is micro stuttering every like 5 seconds. Like just a little. It will go away after the warm-up. But I just don't know what it is. I have no idea. Pack Moda Gwen. I think Moda won't be on 2nd position actually. I don't think that actually. I have a weird feeling about that. But we will see. So that's all good. Who's casting for Scrappy, by the way? Does someone know that? Who's casting for him? And now you can cheer, guys. So I'm of course gonna cheer for Pack here. So go ahead and cheer for him. You can do it on the respective side. Yep, nice command there. Very, very good. So now Pack will also receive those hearts. As it's still very laggy for me. I just don't know what that is. I don't know why this game is running so laggy. But yeah, we are currently waiting for the players. You can see the hearts here. So if you cheer for him, you can the hearts will increase on the right side, on the top right here. So that's very cool to see. And yeah, we are actually live now with the first map. The Trackmania Grand League Season 3 has officially started. We have 2 new faces. We have Link and we have Muda. And then there's also Pack playing for M&M Gaming, popping it off here. And I think that he will do a fantastic job. So let's go here with the first map. We have 1 minute 30 for the players to warm up. But yeah, who is casting for him and not... I mean, because Scrappy is live, and is there like any outsider or is it any caster of the scene? Because that's like the caster or like the stream that I hadn't really have an eye on. But yeah, looking good here for Pack in the warm-up. Finding himself in the top pack, but of course nothing is set in stone. But also Bren looks so strong here. Bren had a very bad season in the prior round or in the prior year, and now he wants to redeem himself. But that's what I was talking about. Pack is just eating his opponents alive, and this is an identity for Pack. So I think that he is most likely to win this run here, since look at that, he's just so fast on that, he's so good on that, and currently he's on first position in the warm-up. So hopefully he's not a warm-up Andy and can make something happen. But Pack is such a strong player, and that's why I think that he is going to win this stat. Alright, 10 more seconds and then we're gonna go live now. Let's go. Spam and Bren are also ready, as you can see, but now it will start. The opening phase starts. So on the opening phase, you will only collect points. The quest here is be in the top 16. Let's go in the follow all cam and see who makes that first mistake. Let's see who makes that first mistake, as it's very vital to really get yourself in the zone, get in the second lap without any mistake, and then you can just capitalize from that. That's the most important part here, to get good in the first section. Massa making that first mistake, as well as Scrappy and Afi. So Massa and Scrappy, both of the glass cannons already behind. So this is not good to see here for the Belgian player and the German player for Berlin International Gaming. So Massa, of course, a player that just missed playoffs by a hair. And currently it is Spam leading together with Bran, the players who have performed alongside Pack the best in the warm-up. And yeah, it is Pack currently on P6. Oh, but it's Bren making a mistake there on the inside. And you can see how Tween and also Spam are really doing this identity very well. But also Pack is there in the race. You can see him here. He is betting out at only 0.015 behind. You can see why I thought that this will be the step with the most amount of points lost. It's so close here. It's 0.05 of a second between first and 10th position. And currently Pack is in the mix. But he had a really bad trajectory into the ice, but still is on track, but currently only on P11, so 1 second behind. He needs a good 5 laps here in order to make something happen. So this is of course lap number 2 and not lap number 1, as you can see here on the top left. So that is not correct, but Pack currently a little bit further behind. We have a close fight there between Papu and Carl Jr., but I'm just gonna follow Pack here for this one. And also Muda and Evon are a little bit further behind. Spam betting out currently with Pack, so both of the friends are betting out here for P10, which is worth 5 points, and P11 is worth 4 points. So Pack maybe needs your cheer. He's currently in P9 and so far away from the rest here, but he's not losing grip here. He's not losing grip. I mean, he's not losing time towards the first position, which is being determined between Papu and Carl Jr. But Gwen making a mistake there. Look at that. Gwen dropping so far behind, and Gwen was also one of the players who didn't really get too much practice into that. So Gwen dropping down to P16 even, losing 8 seconds with that, and that will be a huge dent, or this will put a huge dent into his mentality or into his motivation on this track, because he actually, wait, what, Muda DNF'd? Oh no, this is unfortunate. So that's the first DNF, guys, on the first map, and yeah, I mean, that's not good here. First DNF for Muda. This is definitely not good. So hopefully it wasn't really on his end or like a mistake or something like that. But Muda will not get any sort of points here. As we can find Pack on P7 here, batting out with spam. So that is nice to see. So still not losing time. Actually gained like 0.1 of a second. But this is of course not enough here, as we are in lap number 4 at the moment. So still nothing is actually lost. Pack with an insane slide there up to P5. So Pack is actually coming back. He's coming back here. Aurel, Tween, Kappa, and Carl Jr. are ahead of him. But it's only 0.8 of a second. So Pack can make something happen. Almost having the 2/3 mark here on this track. And Pack is currently sitting on a comfortable 5th position here. So not too bad for him. So currently, he really wants to rely on a mistake, but he's only 0.65 behind. Also Riolo behind that. Then we have Massa also with a nice comeback after that small mistake at the beginning. Aurel also has clipped, and now Pack up to P3. He has overtaken Papu, Aurel with that, and also Riolu with such a good performance here. Let's take a look onto Riolu here, because he gives us an overview here over the battle between Tween and Pack. But actually, no, I'm gonna go into Tween's POV, because Pack now up to P2. What a crazy comeback, and Pack with more speed than Carl Jr. You got to be joking me. It is Pack who could eventually snipe that first position. What a top 3 battle here for the, for the big boy points on that first map. Carl Jr. still had. But, I mean, Pack can still make it happen. And also Tween, the Orclus player. Tween didn't get asked by any organization this season. So it's a little bit of an upset for me, because Tween is one of the best players and he didn't have a chance to play for an organization. So 0.4 of a second between Carl Jr. and Pack. Make it 0.5 now. Also Massa and Aurel are in the mix. Pack drops down actually to P3 with that, but gets a good slide. A lot of exit speed here compared towards Tween. Goes up into the 2nd position yet again. Last lap is coming up. The part now that comes is very vital, as Pack gets a lot of speed over that. Massa also is pushing it here. Massa with an insanely good line here in this section. Let's follow Massa here for this part as he gets good speed. But it's still Carl Jr. who's in first, but his gap is really melting away. And also Massa not with the best turn here. Aurel in that 3rd position. Pack is attacking. Pack is attacking. Is he going for it? It's only 0.3 of a second. He can make it happen here. He can make it happen. 0.3. He has more speed to work with. One more identity that he has to do. But it seems that Carl Jr. is unstoppable on this one, and he will take home that first €100 and the 20 points. Currently fastest lap is by Massa. So, nice to see that. Also, nice comeback here. Who's getting 2nd position? Carl Jr. also with a mistake. Pack is coming closer. Can Pack take it? Oh, no. That was so close. 0.05 of a second between Carl Jr. and Pack there in the ending. Carl Jr. has clipped, but it's Pack still with a 2nd position. That was nicely executed, and Massa drops actually from that 3rd position, risking it a lot there to actually 10th. So, what a crazy first map here for M&M Gaming, but still Pack with a good position here gets himself the 2nd position. What a nice comeback, and yeah, Hexit is saying it, a wicked performance there. Nice comeback, but also the comeback here from Massa. That was a crazy first map. Woo! Nice comeback, and 14 points for us here. 14 points for Pack. That was crazy. Nice one, Pack. Come on, keep it going, man. Okay, why did your message get deleted, Hawky? So maybe if someone is in here and you have implemented Nightbots, there is a spam filter on the Nightbot. Just disable all the spam features from that, because it's very sensitive. And yeah, So that's just a Nightbot that has been implemented. So guys, you can still cheer for Massa and for all the other players, of course. But of course, you want to cheer for Pack in this particular case. I'm just going to send in the link here once again. Wait a minute. Let's do it like that. So there you have the link, as we have map number 2 coming up now. So it's Wallrider by Banano TV, not Banano TM. We can see the wicked pinnacle, or the wicked mannequins there on the inside of the map. So that's also a very cool feature. And it's a map that is, I would say, more difficult than the prior map, as I'm just following Riolo here, who also had a very good first map. He was on P number 4, so you can see he is well more prepared than he was in the other season. So you could have seen, you have to go between the trees there, and then you have to perform a bug slide, and then you have to cope this identity, which is of course the most important part here. So I'm not sure if I should stick for this camera, because I would say that the other camera was a little bit better for the last part. But yeah, Riolu is showing us now how you have to do this part, because you jump with so much speed into the multi-lap or into the ice part, and then you have to slide here in order to get yourself the boost. Your tires have to be ungripped again, and yeah, that's how you do it. That's how you do it. That's the map. That is Wallrider by Banano TV. A cool map, pretty hard to do, but Pack is looking ready here again. Spam those emotes. So let's go. Pack on the comfortable second position here, 14 points. And I'm looking forward here to see what is happening with Muda, as we also have a break here, as you can see. So unfortunately we cannot we cannot see anything. I'm just gonna follow them like that. So that is Gwen here. I'm gonna see that the Trigam, that's Cole Jr., that is Spam, that is Afi, Riolu, and then we have MAS Massa? I thought Massa had the M. But yeah, that's the Bayerische. That's definitely a Massa skin. So we have a pause. Maybe Moda has some mistakes, some issues. So we don't know, but we're gonna continue in a timely manner. But yeah, what a first map. What a first map. I just have to stress that one out. Pack is getting that second position. Very cool, and nice comeback also from Massa there. Great performance from all the players. Have to say that. That was crazy. So we are resuming the match. As you can see, being the top 16 is the quest. Let's go ahead and go into the free camera here. Let's go with that and see what people are doing. Evon with the worst start. It can really happen here. Misalignment. And he is already 0.2 behind. But, I mean, it's nothing. Also, Riolu not getting the best turn here. And, of course, it's still the opening phase. So that means that you won't lose any sort of points. You can only collect points. And, of course, get 100 euro for that first position. So, currently, Massa is leading. So, a lot of players have dropped a little bit behind. Gwen as well, so Gwen not really feeling it here on this one. And yeah, currently not looking that good for him, as Pack survives this one. And now coming to that first identity, let's take a look here onto this one, as I'm just gonna go into the follow cam here and try to see how the identity looks without this feature. Can I do that? Yes, I can, but then I will swap to that again. So that's another issue that we are facing. If I spectate someone and I want to go into the follow cam, it changes immediately again. But Pack is currently leading here. Pack is on that first position. He's on P1 and currently has a lead of 0.10 of a second ahead of Massa. And then we also have Bren, but Pack with a good performance. That's what we like to see here. Pack is doing so well on this first two maps here. That is just nice to see. Also Muda though, who has gotten himself 0 points on that prior map because of the DNF, is now in the race. Pack has misaligned his turn there, so he had to release a little bit, but still is in the race, dropping a little bit behind, but his identity looked so good. You don't want to make a mistake here. Muda going for an interesting line there. I think it wasn't even that much slower, or maybe even faster, but we have a battle here. We have a battle for that top position. Massa dropping behind. Let's take a look here on this identity. It's Bren doing it very good, but look at Pack. Pack is pushing it. Great approach for him. And he's now eating Muda alive. going into 3rd position, maybe even top 2. But no, actually Muda and Cow Jr. having more speed than him. Bren still in the lead, 0.2 of a second, but Peck getting this one really well. So, very close fight here. Behind that we have Papu, and there's Masa, Aurel, Spam, and then there's Riolu. So that's the top 10 together with Kappa, who's betting out with Afi. Well, let's go ahead and check the top again, as Peck is just overtaking someone, jumping so close there to the outside. Has a lot of speed though to work with, but that was not the most optimal line that you could have picked there. But still didn't really lose too much, as it's only 0.1 of a second between the top 4. Peck is still rushing through that as he overtakes Carl Jr. and Mudar temporarily, and we're gonna go to that 3rd identity. Peck with the better approach here. Also good trajectory over that part, so Peck is coming closer and closer towards Bren here. Has a little bit more speed by the looks of it. Yeah, maybe just 2 kilometers per hour, but it's nothing. So he really wants to oversteer like Peck is doing it, and then want to snap out a little bit like Island. Maybe some of you has played Trackmania United Island. It works a little bit like that. And then we have also Muda, who is a worthy opponent on this map. So the Edelweiss player is looking strong here to take home a top 3 placement. But we are not even halfway through this map, as we are on lap number 3 at the moment, if I recall it correctly. Or is it already lap number 4? No, it's lap number 4. Peck goes for such a risky box slide there. So I think the overlay is again a little bit weird there, because yeah, this is definitely lap number 4 and not lap number 3. But anyways, we have a close fight here. Muda, Bren, Peck, and then we have Cow Jr. a little bit further behind. But this is so close here between them. We have the new best lap by Muda here. He looks to take home those points, those 2 bonus points for the fastest lap. And also his approach here from that ice section looks so greatly executed. But yeah, you can see the lap script is a little bit bugged, but I can ensure you that we have 2 more laps to go and not 4 more laps. So that's my standpoint. Bren currently leading with 0.3 of a second, but it is still Carl Jr. and Muda chasing Peck here. Let's follow Carl Jr. here, who has gotten a good box slide. Bren again falling a little bit behind, but still a nice top 3 battle here between those players. Peck is going for such a risky line there. I thought he had clipped something there, but that wasn't the case. He's almost like going to 0 kilometers per hour in that part, and then he's just fully zooping it. And currently it is only 1100